Ladies and gentlemen, I officially give up. I have given up not spoiling Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom for myself. I have given up not seeing the absolutely monstrous amount of spoilers and scenes and stuff that the trailers and TV spots are going to reveal. It's just the way it is. We're going to see pretty much the entire bloody film before it even comes out. If you are watching this video, I'm assuming you're kind of committed to that idea as well, and that we're kind of just going to lead into it. Hopefully enjoy the film, but realise that they have shown way too much. But since we're already committed, we're going to take a look at something tonight. So there's a new TV spot, which is kind of like it's not a TV spot, it's more like a behind the scenes featurette, and it goes into detail about the animatronics, mentions how we're going to have more dinosaurs in Fallen Kingdom than in any other Jurassic Park film put together, which, you know, just looking at that stampede scene, you can definitely believe that. But it also includes some really, really cool scenes, including the return of the Carnotaurus. And we're just going to quickly go through them tonight, talk about that, and then there's a couple of things I want to show you guys at the end of the video as well. So let's take a look. We get another shot of the Carnotaurus, and it looks awesome. I've got to say, that shot right there is really, really, really cool. We have seen a lot of shots of Fallen Kingdom. We really have seen so many, but it's worth saying that the direction and cinematography in this film just looks to be leaps ahead of Jurassic World for me. Like, it's not even close. Every single shot is beautifully directed. It feels purposeful and really well made. And even if I've seen them all already, I'm really excited to see how it all comes together in the cinema. But anyways, so this scene right here is between when the Carnotaurus sort of attacks the gyrosphere initially during that sort of stampede sort of phase, and when it gets killed by the T-Rex. Now, one of the complaints we've had about the Carnotaurus, there we go, look at that, beautiful. I think that's an animatronic. I have no idea. One of the complaints we've had about this is probably not an animatronic. One of the complaints we've had about the Carnotaurus is that the Carnotaurus is on screen, you know, threatens Owen by this gyrosphere, it kind of stalks him around it, and then it dies by the T-Rex. But it turns out that's not the case, because as Claire Dearing says in the featurette, which I'll link down below if you want to watch it for yourselves, the Carnotaurus fights a Sinoceratops. Somehow. Like, this clearly takes place like, obviously the Carnotaurus is squaring up to the gyrosphere, gonna go eat it, and then the Sinoceratops comes in and these two are fight. Never mind that there's a volcano erupting in the background, these two are going to do battle, and it's really cool. Not only is this a really nice shot of the Carnotaurus, which is my favourite dinosaur in Fallen Kingdom by the looks of it, but we get to see the Sinoceratops sort of up close properly for the first time. We've definitely seen glimpses of it, and of course we've seen the sort of the PNG image of it. We know what it looks like, but this is our first time really seeing it in action in the film, and it looks great, and it kind of kicks the Carnotaurus' ass. This kind of looks like they're hugging. If you look at the Carnotaurus' face, that is a happy, happy looking little Carnotaurus. His tiny little arms stretching out in a hug. There we go. They kind of look like nipples. Having the time of his life, but then the Sinoceratops kind of smashes it towards the screen. I'm really excited to see both of these dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution as well. I know we don't have them in release, but it is pretty much confirmed at this point that there's going to be a Fallen Kingdom themed DLC pack, and it'll contain both of these dinosaurs, so we should be able to recreate this fight. And what I'm assuming, I don't really know how to assume what happens here. So the Carnotaurus and Sinoceratops are going to fight. Obviously this has to, look at that. Obviously this has to be before the Carnotaurus is killed by the T-Rex, but we don't see the Sinoceratops in that scene, so what I'm thinking is maybe these two are squaring up to each other, they're fighting, battling, and then the Sinoceratops sees the T-Rex begin to approach from a distance from within the ash. The Sinoceratops runs, the Carnotaurus is a bit like, what? You coward, you know, get back here, I order, and so forth, and then the Carnotaurus gets slammed by the T-Rex. I don't know, what do you guys think? How does this scene link into the T-Rex scene? Because it's very clearly part of the same thing. Either way, it looks great. But we don't just get to see the Sinoceratops and Carnotaurus in this, we do also get to see the Stygimoloch. And there it is. This is the first time we've had actual footage of the Stygimoloch, other than the brief shot of it escaping from the stampede and ash in a TV featurette from like last week or so, which I didn't cover. But we see it here contained, assumedly, in Lockwood Manor. Now we know that at some point, like this, the dinosaurs are going to break out of Lockwood Manor. We've seen that little image of them charging that guy, one of the mercenaries. So they've all been contained, they've all been brought back from Isla Nublar, and obviously Owen and Claire are trying to rescue the dinosaurs, get them out of the manor, but also stop the Indoraptor and stop Lockwood, and they're a busy bunch right now. This is interesting. I'm wondering who this is. Is that meant to be Owen? Because at the moment, like, obviously the Stygimoloch is sort of trapped in this cage right here, and then we cut to the next one, and the cage seems a lot bigger for a start. There's no wall here. And the Stygimoloch's escaped, and that's Owen, obviously, and what he's done is swing from here and kick the cage door open, and that's Claire down there. So clearly, somehow Claire and Owen break into the Stygimoloch one next door. Owen kicks the Stygimoloch free, Stygimoloch escapes, and we get what is meant to be played up for comic relief as the Stygimoloch runs forward, boop, and bashes its head on the pole. It kind of looks a bit dizzy and a little bit weird. There's a lot of humour in this film, more than I believe. I'm trying to think of a single funny moment in Jurassic World, and I am struggling. I can't think of any. I think Owen may have said a couple like little quips, and the whole thing with Lowry, his whole character, and the profession of love at the end and stuff, and the way she just kind of went, no, that was obviously meant to be played for comedic effect. But I feel like this film is doing a lot more to balance the comedy, the horror, and the action. It's trying to bring the comedy element in a little bit more, which makes a lot of sense because Chris Pratt is typically a comedic style actor. Of course, his big break really was Parks and Recreation before all this action film kind of malarkey started. But we get a really good shot of the Stygimoloch there. There it is, eyes open. We get a proper view of its dome. The sort of flat head with the sort of smaller dome. Obviously, Stygimoloch is meant to be a juvenile form of the Pachycephalosaurus. Yep. I thought I said Parasaurolophus then. I was like really confused. What am I saying? Anyways, right, so what's interesting about this to me is that this is actually probably the design of the Stygimoloch we're going to get in Jurassic World Evolution in a couple of months. Well, 1 month now. We're going to get this like really, really spiky ass head, these big, big spikes at the back, and then this sort of textured, really cool looking dome. It's an interesting, fairly adorable little creature, and Claire goes on, and I keep forgetting the actress's real name. She goes on in the video about how they all love Stiggy. This is Stiggy the Stygimoloch. It is a named character, and I suspect it is something to do with Maisie or whatever her name is. It's something to do with the little girl. I think it might be a pet of some form. Otherwise, where does it get the name Stiggy? So I assume that's what that's going to be. Do I have anything else? Yes, I put this in because I love it from the bottom of my heart. It's incredible. It really is. They're just doing some CGI T-Rex stuff, and there's that dude is, he's going for it. He really is. Look at him Rexing it up. And then we get one more new shot, which is actually of the Rex. And as you can tell from this is a leg. Meow. This is a Carnotaurus down here in the bottom right. So that's after the Rex takes down the Carnotaurus, and she just rears her head up and kind of, well done me, I killed a Carnotaurus, etc. But it's really nice to know the Carnotaurus is going to get a lot more screen time than we thought. I suspect it is still only going to be a few minutes total, but given how great the Carnotaurus looks in this film, it really does look fantastic. It's my favourite looking dinosaur in the entire film. I'm really excited to just see it for a little bit longer. And a Carnotaurus Sinoceratops fight, that is interesting. We don't really get dinosaur fights often in this series, but other than the T-Rex Spinosaurus, the Raptors, the T-Rex in the first film, and obviously the ending of Jurassic World, it doesn't happen that often. It definitely doesn't happen on like a small basis throughout the films. You know, this is not a big climactic fight like the others were. This is not an end of film thing or like a big moment in franchise history like the T-Rex versus Spinosaurus was. This is just something that happens in the film, and it's one of the benefits of having lots of dinosaurs on screen, which is something I'm pretty excited for. Few things I want to say at the end. They've released some new stuff, all sort of attached as part of this featurette. Claire is doing an Adopt a Dino thing, so if you want to go to adoptadino.com, you can do that. You'll be able to make one of these, where you can choose your dinosaur. I, of course, chose the Carnotaurus because I love it so much. It's got like this tiger colour scheme, dark, dirty, brown and oranges. It looks great. It's like fire. It's themed around the volcano. And protected by me, a sloth. And but you can do that at adoptadino.com. You can share it onto your Twitter. I've seen loads of these pop up on Twitter. You can pick from any of the dinosaurs or creatures like the Mosasaurus and Pteranodon from Fallen Kingdom. One more thing I want to talk briefly about at the end. Just announced today, I believe, there's a site called Fandango, which do like props. And these are props, they aren't just fan-made or casually made. They're made from like the official Universal stuff. They're like made by people at Universal. So they're very, very high quality. Very official and certified and stuff like that. So they've released this. Now this is an Indominus Rex head bust, obviously, from Jurassic World. I just want you all to sit for a second and imagine, just think, how much is this going to cost? For reference, I think the neck is about 24 inches long, something like that. It's a big thing, it really is. It's about 24 inches long at the base, which is the widest part of the whole thing, and then about 12 inches that way, so it's like that I don't know. It's big anyway, let's put it that way. It's obviously professionally painted. It's actually painted by the people working at Universal, so it is obviously a great job. $1,000 this thing costs, and they're only making one of them. Some guy is going to have just the most incredible looking Indominus Rex head stuck on his wall for the rest of his life. 25 grand. That's like £18,000, something like that, I think. That's incredible. That is so much money. If I was a multi-millionaire, I would probably go for it. I don't even particularly love the Indominus Rex. I do like its design quite a lot, I guess. But to have that on your wall, yeah, why the hell not? They're also bringing out some other stuff that's slightly more affordable. There's a baby raptor at a very cheap $800. There's a dinosaur egg, a raptor egg. These are both from the first film, of course. That baby raptor's meant to be the baby raptor that breaks out of the little egg on the left. The egg on the left, despite being the most simple looking thing on the planet, is $300. These are all like limited edition, not many numbers, and professionally painted by prop artists at Universal and all that kind of stuff, and based on models from the actual films, which is really, really cool. But $300 for a bloody egg? The only ones I would consider are this one. This is the official Jurassic Park brochure. Again, limited number are going to be printed. This is the brochure that was going to be handed to the guests when they entered Jurassic Park. So these are the exact brochures they actually had in the film. Now, I've seen people make their version of these and put them on Etsy and stuff like that. But to have an official one of these, that is pretty cool to me. That's about $99 or something like that. So it's a little bit more affordable, but definitely not cheap. And in that kind of vein, these are really cool. These are the original blueprints. Again, they are prints. Obviously, they're not the original. That'd be crazy. But these are original blueprints printed and sent to you. Again, limited edition. Not that many of them, like 200, 100, something like that. But are various scenes from Jurassic Park 3. These two anyway. So obviously, on the left-hand side, this is the Spinosaurus and the tree crash. And this is how they planned out that scene. All the props and stuff like that, and did all the dimensions. And on the right-hand side, we have the Raptor hatchery, where there's a bizarre scene where Amanda Kirby is looking into the hatchery thing and the raptor's staring at her, pretending to be a statue for some reason. I don't really know why. But it's still pretty cool to see these. And I've got another one here as well, which is, of course, the aviary. Now, the aviary design made no sense to me in Jurassic Park 3. They're in this massive aviary, and then they climb through, and they're in this little building thing. No, other way around. They're in this building, and then they go underground, like you can see it here. Right, so they go down that staircase there, right? So at the top, this area here, this circle, you can see it here on the right. That's where Billy and Alan have the whole thing with the eggs, yeah? You know, Billy reveals that he's got the raptor eggs. Alan takes the bag from him. After that, after they've been chased by the Spinosaurus, they go down this spiral staircase. And then they're in the aviary. And the aviary's like outside. It made no sense to me. It really never did. But the design of the actual building above the aviary, where they had that conversation and stuff, again, I really like it. It's really, really cool. And this little notes here, this is like the official stuff. There's not really going to be a way to get hold of this ever again. These are original production notes and designs. It's just a little cool extra thing. These are quite expensive as well. It's all pretty bloody expensive, but if you happen to be rich and love Jurassic Park, I'll link all this down below for you guys anyway. And we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining me as per usual. I'll see you lovely folks in the next episode. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.